Father's Day, my fellow friends here on the Digital Charcuterie channel. Welcome, it's me, Andrew Fantasia. There's my hand so I can prove that I'm real. And here is Marvel United. Here's what you really came to see. It is slightly more interesting than my hands. But we have a Father's Day special gameplay video here for you. And we are playing this as a sort of quasi-sequel to the Mother's Day special that we had last month, where my mom so graciously came on and played with us. On that Mother's Day special, we had a mom-themed game, right? We had Jean Grey and the Invisible Woman and Scarlet Witch versus Brood Queen. 3 awesome Marvel moms versus the ultimate evil Marvel mom. Well, we're doing the same thing here. We're taking the 3 dads that go with those 3 moms. Jean Grey, Mr. Fantastic, and Vision. Those 3 dads are taking on the ultimate evil dad in the Marvel U, Mr. Thanos, the Mac Daddy himself. And it's going to get complicated and tricky because Thanos kills people. That's how he works in the comics, that's how he works in the motion pictures, and that's how he works in this board game. So I have 3 other dads on standby as well because you're supposed to replace whoever gets killed. I have Iron Man, Hulk, and Ant-Man waiting in the wings to replace any dads that get killed. So, don't just stand there. Let's get to it. Strike a pose. There's nothing to it. Vogue. Let's talk about what Thanos does in case you are not familiar. Oh boy, this dim lighting really isn't helping. Sorry, everybody. But that's the best we can do when it's a rainy day and you live in a basement. Here we go. This is what Thanos does. He doesn't have any special setup or anything, but as you can see here, when a hero is KO'd, Thanos does not activate his BAM. Instead, you just eliminate that hero from the game and replace it with a new hero, which is always a very devious mechanic, and whenever that happens, I always get a little bit scared. His BAM is powerful because he's going to deal 2 damage to any hero in his location, and then 1 damage to each hero in adjacent locations. His overflow is going to take, for each thug token that can't be added, you turn the leftmost civilian in that location into a thug. And if 1 or more thugs can't be added to a location and there are no civilians there, you play another master plan card. You don't play it face down, you play it. And then the plot is, if the heroes lose if the number of heroes eliminated from the game equals the starting number of heroes. We have 3 heroes, so if Thanos kills any 3 dads, it's game over, man. Game over. So Thanos doesn't mess around. He is, appropriately so, one of the most challenging Marvel United villains. All around the board here, we are using the Thanos locations because, correct me if I'm wrong, people out there who are familiar with the game, but I think when you're facing Thanos, you have to use the gold locations. These special Thanos ones, I think you need to, whether or not you're doing the whole Infinity Gauntlet challenge tower or not, I think you need the gold spots. That just based on how his overflow mechanics work, I feel like you needed that. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's not super necesito, but we'll see. Anyways, I got my Fantastic Four card here, ready if Reed Richards needs to play some tokens on it. I have our threat cards around here where we've got Chitauri threats, and then we've got some henchmen who we will deal with accordingly when the time comes. But other than that, I think we're ready to get this party moving. These 3 dads are going to have their work cut out for them. So let's do this. Let's see what happens. What is Thanos' first devious dad card of the day? 0 and a BAM. Okay, could have been worse. So he's going to stay exactly where he is. BAM. Which means he's going to deal 2 damage to each hero in his location and 1 damage to each hero in adjacent locations. Everybody is safe for now. Who else has BAMs? Proxima Midnight has a BAM. Discard all civilians from this location. Oh boy. So she just killed 4 people. And then if there are no civilians there, deal 1 damage to 1 hero anywhere. So now it's bad that there's no people there. And what does Black Dwarf do? Bam, deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. Okay. Well, we didn't take any damage the first round. Or the first turn, rather, so that could have been worse. All right, Cyclops. What are we going to do? Proxima Midnight's thing there is very annoying because she's going to be hurting people anywhere. So maybe getting to hurt Proxima Midnight would be nice. Let's go with leadership. We're going to give a wild token from the pool to another hero. That's what's going to happen. So Cyclops is actually going to move here, and he's going to give a wild token to Mr. Fantastic is good at giving out tokens too, so let's give it to Mr. Fantastic. So he's got himself a wild token now. All right, groovy. Now, all right, Mr. Fantastic has his double wilds, but his plasticity starting hand card is very handy, so I think I might play that. As long as this card is face up in the storyline during your hero turn, you can use one of your heroic or attack actions in an adjacent location. So let's do that. Let's do plasticity. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use the plasticity power right now, but I am going to use Cyclops' move to go here. And then I'm going to use my wild to punch Proxima Midnight once. And I'm going to use the wild token I just got from Cyclops to punch Proxima Midnight a second time right in her stupid helmet. Punched her right in the helmet. There you go. Okay. If we can get her off the board, it's one less headache to worry about. All right, Vision, what do you have for us, my friend? Well, you are certainly swimming in stars here, aren't you? Oh, boy. I mean, I can take Proxima Midnight out now if I use the double wild. But do I really want to use my double wilds this early in the game? Really? I feel like that's kind of wasteful. Okay. I'm going to take a risk and not do that. Instead, I'm going to play this double heroic Vision card here. So I'm going to use this wild to punch Ebony Maw. And then I'm going to use those 2 stars to rescue these 2 civilians. There we go. And that was probably stupid of me. Half of you are probably screaming at me saying, no, get rid of Proxima Midnight because he's going to bam and now she's going to hurt somebody this turn. And you're absolutely right. But I'm going to see where this goes. I wanted to kind of, I just, playing that double wild this early in the game just didn't feel right to me, right? That's a power move. You save it. You don't jump into Megazord right away, even though that would save time. You stay a Power Ranger first and you punch a few putties and then Megazord comes later. Granted, they would have saved a lot of time if they had just gotten Megazord right off the bat, but who am I to judge? Okay, Thanos, you're probably bamming, aren't you? Yes, you are. Okay, 2 bam. So 1, 2. Ooh, Cyclops is getting hurt real bad here. So, with that bam, he's hurting Cyclops. He's doing 2 damage to Cyclops. I'm going to lose definitely this 1 movement. Vision gave me 2 stars. I'm going to lose the Optic Blasts. Just because I can't move right now, and where I am ain't the best. But you know what? No, I'm not going to lose the Optic Blasts. I'll keep the Optic Blasts, and I'll lose this double punch instead. So there's the double punch. There's the move. Okay. All right. And then Vision gets hurt. Takes 1 damage from Thanos. So let's lose this single heroic. Okay. And now, because he banned Proxima Midnight, is also going to hurt somebody. So let's hurt... oh boy, we're already close to KOing a couple people here. Let's hurt Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic is going to take that and lose it. All right. Bam. Okay, so that bam is done. And now Thanos wants to put down thugs. So he cannot put 1 here. So that civilian turns into a thug. He cannot put 1 here, so that civilian turns into a thug. But he can put 1 here. All right. Okay. Cyclops, what do you got for us, sir? All right, so we're already hurting real bad. So let's get these Optic Blasts going here. He's going to punch and punch in both adjacent locations. Plus he has 2 stars from Vision. So 2 stars from Vision. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I forgot this. So he would have to add 2 thugs there, but he can't. So those would also become thugs. That's right. Okay, now we're going to use the 2 stars from Vision to rescue those people. Okay. And Cyclops is now going to use that punch to punch Corvus Glaive. And then he's going to use his optic blasts in both adjacent locations. One here. There we go. Get that thug out of the way. And then the other one, he's going to shoot at Ebony Maw. Nice job, Cyclops. Okay. Mr. Fantastic has the ability now to get rid of Proxima Midnight. So that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to use this move and a punch to do 2 punches to Proxima Midnight. And she's out of here. All right. And now he does have a move. But we're not going to use it. No, we're going to stay where we are. We're going to stay in the quantum tunnel. And now, can we swap the position of 2 hero cards? I mean, nah, we'll keep that one where it is. Maybe later that'll come in more handy. Now it's Vision's turn. And you know what? Okay. Vision is really hurting for punches, so we're going to go ahead and use this double wild that we didn't use last time. Just realized the wilds really match Vision's color scheme there, the whole stoplight color scheme. Okay, so that's going to go there. So now we're going to use 1 punch and 1 wild to get rid of Ebony Maw. Okay, there we go. We're going to use another wild to punch a thug. And we're not going to move so that we can stay in Avengers Mansion and draw cards until we have 3 in hand. I really wanted to get Avengers Mansion cleared because I know that's a healing spot. And when fighting Thanos, healing spots are very, very handy. Okay, much better turn for us than the first one. We chipped away at 2 of his Black Order. Okay, I'm feeling confident right now. I'm feeling confident. I just realized something. I could not have killed this guy here because he's a Chitauri. And Chitauris require 3 punches to be defeated. So, my bad. Well, okay, Thanos, let's go. 3, Mad Titan. Thanos heals up to 5 health and deals 1 damage to each hero in his location. Okay, well, good thing he's not hurt yet. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Wow, up to 5 health is a lot. So, thankfully, nobody's in his location. He's not bamming. That's all he's going to do this turn is just move 3. Beautiful. It's a great card to get early days like this. All right. So Cyclops has been given 2 wilds. He also has this in his hand. Well, I'm going to just play this punch, this single little solitary punch. So we're going to punch 1 thug over here. We're going to use that wild to punch another thug. And then we're going to use that wild to move here so that we can draw cards until we have 3 in hand. Ta-da! Full health. That's much better. Much better. Okay. Mr. Fantastic has a wild Fantastic Four card, but we're not going to use that. Instead, we are going to use this. Use the move and heroic. And we're going to go... because he was also hurt, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to use his elasticity to punch. We're going to stretch and punch Black Dwarf. And then we're going to move and heroic. Save that guy. And because we ended our turn there, we draw back up to 3. Now everybody's healed. All right. Okay, but we can't all just hide in Avengers Mansion for this whole fight. That's not the most heroic way to go about this. Wow, Vision's deck is kind of all over the place. I forgot how much it's all over the place. Let's go with... we've got a star that we can't use yet. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to play this move and heroic action. And Vision's going to move twice. Boom, boom. And he's going to put 2 stars down here. because these Chitauri warriors are very annoying. 3 damage, it's way too much. No thank you. I want to be able to beat thugs if any thugs show up there. So that's the plan. All right, and Thanos, it is your turn now. Don't do anything rash, buddy. Ah, that looks rash. That looks completely rash. Okay, he's going to move 5 and bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. So he's doing 1 damage to everybody adjacent to him and 2 damage to everybody where he is. So that means Vision and Reed Richards, or sorry, Cyclops and Reed Richards both take a damage. Well, Cyclops is going to get rid of this double heroic. And Mr. Fantastic is going to get rid of this teamwork card. Got a good hand of cards there, Mr. Fantastic. Okay, Black Dwarf is hurting people, but there's nobody there. And then Thanos is putting down thugs. Lots of thugs. Putting 2 there. He wants to put 2 there, but he can't. So that becomes, whoa, look at that. I'm playing Tiddlywinks while I'm playing Marvel United. That becomes a Chitauri. And then he's putting 2 thugs there. Whoa. And I said that becomes a Chitauri, but I'm only talking in the thematic sense. Technically, only the ones here are Chitauri. But I like to pretend that's something I do in my headcanon. Depending on the villain I'm fighting, I treat the thugs as whatever they might be. For example, I was fighting Silver Samurai recently, and instead of just our generic thug, every time a thug comes on the board with Silver Samurai, I picture like a ninja, right? Just something that, you know, Silver Samurai would use as a henchman. So yeah, that just makes it all the more fun and thematic for me. Okay, well, I definitely know what I'm doing here. I'm going to play this move and heroic right there. So now we have 2 moves and 2 heroics with Cyclops. Beautiful. 1, 2 moves, 1 heroic, and a 2nd heroic. Haha. All right. I may move Thanos to this location. That'll come in real handy later, but right now I have no interest in being anywhere near Thanos. Okay. So then we gotta move a star. There's nobody to save. There's nobody to save. So let's do this. Super genius. This turn you can treat all symbols as wilds. All right. That sounds much better. So I'm going to play that. So I basically have 4 wilds here. Let's see, and I've been hurt. So if I can end my turn there, that would be great. So let's go like this. I want to end my turn there just to heal. I have 4 wilds. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And my turn there, I draw a card. Okay, and these threats are looking nice. Sorry, these missions are looking nice. We're getting a lot of progress done on all of them here. All right, we got a star and a punch. And we got this here. So let's do this. Let's play another move and a star. So we'll use that punch to punch this guy, who is no longer a jacked up Chitauri. And then we will move. We'll use 1 star to rescue a civilian. We'll use another star to put 1 down there. Okay, I am satisfied with this. All right, Thanos. 4, and he's got another Mad Titan card. Great. That really helps us out a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since he landed on Corvus Glaive, he's adding 2 thugs there. And that's not a huge problem. Not a huge problem at all. There we go. I just realized that Mr. Fantastic could have stretched and done some of that stuff without having to move. Oh well, next time. Okay, Cyclops, you are still a little bit hurt. So we're going to play leadership here. We're going to give a wild token to Mr. Fantastic. So Cyclops is kind of in the danger zone right now, but that is that's okay. So Mr. Fantastic's getting this. Cyclops has 2 heroics and a move. So let's go move. 1 heroic, And the second heroic. Nice. Okay. Mr. Fantastic. What do we got? What do we got? All right. We've got a wild here, and we got the teamwork. We're going to do that. We're going to put a wild token on the teamwork card. And we have that as well. So perform all actions on the Fantastic Four card, of which there are currently none. And then put a wild token on the Fantastic Four card. You don't have to twist my arm. All right, there we go. There's a wild token there to be able to use later. So now we have a wild, we have a heroic, and we have this wild token if need be. So I'm going to use... I'm going to use this wild to punch this thug. I'm going to use this wild token to move one space there. And then I'm going to stretch and use that star there to... Oh, but then that's going to set that off. So you know what? Maybe I won't do that. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Don't want to set that off just yet. I'm going to take that back because moving there isn't in my best interests anymore. So instead, let's use this wild token. Instead of using it to move, we're going to use it to stretch and punch that bug. Okay. And now, vision. That Solar Gem Blast is a pretty handy card. However, I think the obvious choice here is to use this single heroic to kill two birds with one stone, because I'm going to use that single heroic to rescue one guy. And I'm going to use that wild to fill this in. So that mission is complete. Boom. We have cleared 4 threats. And we have saved 9 civilians. There we go. Now it says I may discard a card from my hand at the bottom of my deck to gain 2 punch tokens. But you know what? I am fine with not doing that at the moment. Okay. Here we go. Now Thanos is mad. But, you know, that's to be expected. 1 bam. Oh, okay. Oh, he's really mad. He's going to come hurt Reed Richards. Doing 2 damage to him. So, well, it's a pretty obvious choice. Let's get rid of these 2 cards. Reed Richards has taken 2 damage. But the good news is he can stay where he is and punch Thanos, and then he'll heal at the end of his turn. He is bamming as well, but there's nobody for him to hurt. Then Thanos is dropping 3 Charcuterie thugs in name only, not in ability, because we got rid of all those threats. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Thanos is a lot more manageable when we don't have Infinity Stones in his deck mucking things up for us. All right. I probably just jinxed it. Why did I do that? Okay, so we have a single star there. And Cyclops now has to get something done here, but not much he can do except this. Let's play this one little old wild card. We're going to use the wild to move Cyclops here. We're going to use the star to just rescue 1 civilian. That's it. That's all we're going to do for now. And then Reed Richards has this going on in his hand, so let's go ahead and get that double wild going here. So now Mr. Fantastic has 1, 2, 3 punches he's going to do against Thanos right now. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And because he's ending his turn there, he draws cards until he has 3 in hand. Okay. We've just knocked Thanos down. He has 7 health now. It's his turn again. 2, bam, and then he's doing Thanos' Mercy. Discard 1 civilian from his location and from both adjacent locations. Okay. So, 1, 2, bam, and that's doing 1 damage to Vision. This Solar Gem Blast would be handy if there were more punches in the storyline, but there really aren't. So, I think I'm actually going to get rid of that one. I know that's probably another stupid move, but like, this is not a very punch-heavy team. And he can't hurt anybody. Okay, so then he's discarding one civilian from Thanos' location and from both adjacent locations. So, there we go. Killed 2 people. Oh, boy. All right. Well, now it's Vision's turn. And this is what we're looking at here. Okay. I am going to do a kind of interesting thing. I'm going to play this. Star and Punch. We're going to use 1 wild to move over here. We're going to use another wild to punch Thanos. We're going to use the star to rescue this guy, because that's all we can really do. We're going to use this punch to ignore Thanos and punch this thug, because that at least gets this out of the way, and everybody can now heal 1 card up. Just to keep us that much farther away from dying. Because, knock on wood, we haven't lost anybody yet. Okay, and now Cyclops' turn. Now he can go. All right. Oh boy, not a whole lot of movement for Cyclops. So, he cannot get to Thanos this turn and hurt him in any way. Unless I play the double wild, Cyclops can't even move. But do I want to play the double wild right now? That's the question of the day. You know what? Okay, let's play the double wild. We're in it to win it here. Let's go with using this star to rescue this guy. Okay. Then we will move 1 wild there, and then do a punch and a wild against Corvus Glaive. Just because. Yeah, just because. All right. Thanos, you're up. 3. He's not bamming, though, but he's moving 3, and then he's going to put thugs down. So 1, 2, 3. All right, because he landed there. 2 thugs are going there from the Corvus Glaive power. And then he wants to put another thug there, but he can't. And because there are no civilian tokens in play, they're playing another Master Plan card. Oh, no! Oh, boy. That's bad. Okay. That's why you want to avoid having all thugs like that. Okay, so he's playing another Master Plan card. Here we go. 1, bam! Oh, terrible. Terrible card. So, Thanos' Mercy is happening, but there's no civilians for him to discard, so we don't have to worry about that. But Reed Richards is taking 2 damage. Oh boy. Let's get rid of these 2. Because there's not a whole lot of rescuing we can do at the moment. Cyclops is taking 1 damage. So let's get rid of this. And because Vision is standing where Black Dwarf is, Vision is also taking 1 damage. So let's get rid of this single punch. Oh, that was a bad card. That was a great card followed by a horrible card for us. Okay, Reed Richards. Well, okay, I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this teamwork card. So first I'm going to perform actions of the same type of all actions on the Fantastic Four card, and then add a move token to the Fantastic Four card. So that gives me 1 wild from there, plus Cyclops is 2 wild. So that's 3 wilds, which I will use to punch Thanos 3 times. Okay. Then I will, oh, and I have to add this to the Fantastic Four card. Then I will use that movement to move him here and end my turn there, so I can use the Quantum Tunnel to swap the position of any 2 hero cards of my choice in the storyline. So let's make this nice and simple. I'm just going to swap these 2 Mr. Fantastic cards together. So now there's a double wild for Vision to use. And it is his turn now. So there we go. Okay, this is handy. So now we're going to use Evolving Intellect, which says I may gain 1 wild token for each location with no empty thug or civilian slots. There's 2 of those there, which means he's getting 2 wild tokens, plus this, plus that. There's 5 wilds that he's getting. So I would be picking out 2 wild tokens from this, but I'm just going to use those 2 wild tokens right away. So I'm not going to go fishing for them, to just move myself 1, 2 right there. So now that leaves me with 3 wilds that I will use. Boom, boom, boom. 3 damage to Thanos. We have beaten the Mad Titan. I forgot a few things, but it was all cleared up in the end. And yeah, we did it. We beat Thanos, which is no easy feat. I love how we just kind of avoided Black Dwarf most of the time. We punched him once from afar, and then we just left them be. This almost, really almost killed us. And he had 3 cards left. I don't remember if Thanos does anything more exciting. Nah, he's pretty basic. He's a season 1 villain, so nothing too outside of the box. But I know when he's got Infinity Gems in his deck, he is a much, much bigger threat. Thankfully, we didn't have to worry about that. And this Father's Day ended with us conquering one of the worst fathers in the universe. All right. Well done, Father's Day team. That'll do it. That's it for our Marvel United gameplay video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Here on this wonderful Father's Day, I hope you, if you're a father, I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day. If you have any fathers in your life who are amazing, magnificent people, I hope they have a wonderful Father's Day as well. And I'll see you all here next time on Digital Charcuterie as we continue to cross our fingers and hope for all the best for all the people at CMON and all the other game companies being affected by everything around the world right now. And all the while wishing them well, wishing them the best of luck, and hopefully making that wait for DC Superheroes United a little bit shorter and a whole lot sweeter. All right, folks. See you next time.